This is our school's 3D printer. 6 months ago, I managed to convince our school to buy one of these, and for the last 6 months, it has been my responsibility. Allow me today to show you how we have used it in our school. And so the first thing that I needed to do was to show everyone that a 3D printer was not just a toy. Let me show you how I did that. First, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I love 3D printing, but I love music even more. And so you can imagine the joy I felt when my music teacher reached out to me and said he wanted to incorporate 3D printing into music. That's how we proved to everyone that 3D printing is not just a toy. Let Mr. G tell you a little more about that.
All right, so my name is Michael Gaines, and I am the secondary music teacher here at Basis International Chengdu. And I'm talking with Krish today about the experience we had with the 3D printer this year. So in my program, every year to recruit, you generally want to sit down and try instruments with the kids so they know what fits them, what they're interested in for next year. But you know, due to safety concerns and lack of a whole stock of instruments to try, we had to come up with a better idea. And so I had the thought to maybe print a 3D mouthpiece for each child so they could try a trumpet or a trombone or a flute or a clarinet. And with Krish's help, we were able to print them with the school's 3D printer. And I printed maybe about 100 sets of all of that for the kids. I distributed about 70 of those to the 5th graders here. And every child was able to get the idea of what a flute is like to play and what a clarinet works like and how to buzz on a trumpet and a trombone mouthpiece. And that was brilliant. And what a great idea.
Another thing that we did with the 3D printer, which I'm really proud of, is we ran 2 charity sales for a local children's hospital, raising about 8,000 RMB in total across both sales. We sold 3D prints that we designed and then printed ourselves in our engineering club. And it was really great, not only because we managed to raise money for charity, but because we also got to see a lot of younger students become inspired and interested in 3D printing and engineering as a whole. And then around World Children's Day, we ended up going to that children's hospital and showing them and giving them the toys and stuff that we 3D printed. And it was a really inspiring experience to see, one, how those patients managed to find joy in difficult times. And it was also great that we were able to provide that joy through 3D printing and engineering. And it was a great initiative that we're looking to continue in the future. And of course, anybody who loves 3D printing knows that 3D printers fundamentally are just supposed to make cool things. And so we did do a lot of that. One of my favorite things that I made with a 3D printer is this Winter Wonderland display that we showed off around Christmas. We designed and 3D printed the whole thing, and then I added LEDs and custom electronics to it. And it was just kind of my way of getting students interested in 3D printing, but also to get them interested in electronics and electronic engineering as a whole. That was a massive success. We saw a lot of kids interested in the LEDs and the software behind it, and not just the 3D printing. But also I did a few robotics projects to try to get younger students interested. Here you can see a rubber band turret that I made with some basic electronics and stepper motors. And that was really popular as well with 3rd graders. And I think we have a lot of future engineers and roboticists on our hands thanks to some of these really cool 3D prints that the engineering club and myself did. Of course, I've also been trying to incorporate 3D printing into other aspects of our school's education and curriculum. I designed these supply and demand graphs that are 3D printable for economics. And then I'm also working on incorporating it into biology with these cell models and this custom DNA model that I'm working on right now. I've also designed headphone stands for our school's computer labs to help keep them organized. And I'm looking at incorporating it into other aspects of our school as well, like art, further into music and the other sciences and math in general.